Welcome to the Audiobooks HUB. Today, we'll break down the key ideas from the book Emotional Intelligence in Action, the most important lessons that will help you transform your approach to emotional intelligence. Let's dive in. Emotional Intelligence in Action. Summary of the book. Chapter 1, The Power of Emotional Intelligence. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the tension in the air. You notice that a colleague is upset, another is avoiding eye contact, and someone else is trying to lighten the mood. You don't need anyone to tell you what's happening, you feel it. That's emotional intelligence in action. Now think about a time when someone's words made you feel truly understood. Or when a leader inspired you not just with their ideas, but with their presence. These moments aren't about raw intelligence or technical skills. They're about something deeper, the ability to understand, manage, and navigate emotions effectively. In today's world, success isn't just about IQ. It's about how well you connect with others, handle stress, and respond to challenges. This is where emotional intelligence, EI, becomes your superpower. Whether you want to build stronger relationships, lead with confidence, or simply feel more in control of your emotions, EI is the key. This book is your shortcut to mastering emotional intelligence. You'll learn the core principles, practical techniques, and real-world applications to enhance your personal and professional life. Think of it as a quick start guide, a condensed version of a more in-depth book that gives you actionable insights fast. By the end of this book, you'll have the tools to recognize and regulate your emotions, read and influence the emotions of others, improve communication and relationships, handle conflict with confidence, build resilience and inner strength. Let's start by understanding what emotional intelligence really is and why it's the missing piece in personal and professional success. Chapter 2, The Core Components of Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't just one skill. It's a combination of several abilities that help you navigate life successfully. Psychologist Daniel Goleman, one of the leading researchers in this field, identified 5 key components of emotional intelligence. Mastering these areas will transform how you interact with yourself and the world around you. Self-awareness. Understanding your emotions. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to recognize your emotions as they arise and understand how they affect your thoughts and behavior. Without self-awareness, emotions control you rather than the other way around. How to develop self-awareness. Name your emotions. Throughout the day, pause and identify what you're feeling. Are you frustrated, excited, anxious? Giving your emotions a name helps you process them. Keep an emotion journal. Write down strong emotions you experience and what triggered them. Over time, patterns will emerge. Ask for feedback. Sometimes, others see our emotional patterns better than we do. Ask trusted friends or colleagues how you react in stressful situations. Practice mindfulness. Spend a few minutes daily focusing on the present moment. Notice your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Self-regulation. Managing your emotions effectively. Being aware of emotions is just the first step. The next is learning to manage them. Self-regulation doesn't mean suppressing emotions, it means controlling how you express them. How to improve self-regulation. Pause before reacting. If you feel anger or frustration rising, take a deep breath before speaking or acting. Use reframing techniques. Instead of saying, "This is a disaster," try, "This is a challenge, but I can handle it." Develop healthy outlets. Exercise, meditation, or journaling can help you process emotions in a positive way. Set emotional boundaries. Learn to say no to toxic situations or people that drain your energy. Motivation. Using emotions to drive you forward. Emotionally intelligent people don't rely on external rewards to stay motivated. They have an internal drive that keeps them focused and resilient, even in tough times. How to stay motivated. Find your why. Connect your goals to a deeper purpose. Why do you want success, health, or happiness? Use positive self-talk. Replace negative inner dialogue with empowering statements like, "I am capable and resourceful." Embrace challenges. View obstacles as opportunities to grow, rather than as setbacks. Visualize success. Spend a few minutes each day picturing yourself achieving your goals. This strengthens your emotional connection to them. Empathy. Understanding others' emotions. Empathy is the ability to sense what others are feeling and respond appropriately. It's a powerful skill that improves relationships, leadership, and conflict resolution. How to strengthen empathy. Practice active listening. Focus entirely on the speaker, rather than thinking about what you'll say next. Put yourself in others' shoes. Before judging someone's reaction, consider their perspective. Observe nonverbal cues. Pay attention to body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. Show genuine interest. Ask people how they're feeling and really listen to their answers. Social skills. Navigating relationships with ease. The final component of emotional intelligence is the ability to build and maintain strong relationships. This includes communication, conflict resolution, and teamwork. How to improve social skills. Develop emotional agility. Adapt your communication style based on the person and situation. Give constructive feedback. Offer criticism in a way that's helpful, not hurtful. Focus on solutions. Resolve conflicts calmly. Stay objective, listen to all sides, and look for win-win solutions. Cultivate positivity. A friendly, open attitude makes people more likely to connect with you. Bringing it all together. Emotional intelligence isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop. By improving self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, you'll gain control over your emotions and interactions. Chapter 3: Emotional Intelligence in Everyday Life. Understanding emotional intelligence is one thing, but applying it in real-world situations is where true transformation happens. From personal relationships to workplace interactions, EI plays a crucial role in handling life's challenges effectively. Managing stress and overwhelm. Staying calm under pressure. Life is full of unexpected challenges, deadlines, conflicts, personal struggles. The way you handle stress determines whether it controls you or you control it. How to use EI to manage stress. Recognize the early signs. Pay attention to physical symptoms like muscle tension, rapid breathing, or irritability. These are warning signals that stress is building up. Label your stress. Instead of saying, "I'm overwhelmed," be specific. "I feel anxious because I have too many tasks and not enough time." Naming the feeling makes it easier to address. Pause before reacting. When emotions run high, take a few deep breaths or step away for a moment. Even a 10-second pause can prevent an impulsive reaction. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Identify 5 things you see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. This brings you back to the present moment. Reframe the situation. Instead of thinking, "This is too much," tell yourself, "This is an opportunity to practice resilience." Strengthening relationships. The role of EI in personal connections. Emotional intelligence helps you understand and connect with people on a deeper level. Whether in romantic relationships, friendships, or family interactions, EI improves communication and trust. How to strengthen relationships with EI. Listen to understand, not to respond. Most people listen with the intent to reply. Instead, focus on what the other person is saying and how they feel. Control emotional triggers. If certain topics or behaviors upset you, recognize the pattern. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a step back and analyze the situation. Express appreciation. A simple thank you or "I appreciate you" strengthens emotional bonds. Apologize with emotional awareness. A real apology isn't just saying "I'm sorry." It's acknowledging the other person's emotions and making an effort to improve. Respect emotional boundaries. Not everyone processes emotions the same way. Give people space when needed. Emotional intelligence at work. How to excel in your career. Your success at work isn't just about your skills, it's about how well you navigate emotions, both yours and others. High EI can help you manage workplace stress, build strong relationships, and advance in your career. How to apply EI in the workplace. Stay professional under pressure. When faced with criticism or a challenging situation, remain calm and avoid defensive reactions. Take a moment before responding. Understand team dynamics. Pay attention to the moods and energy levels of your colleagues. A great leader or team player knows when to push forward and when to offer support. Deliver feedback effectively. Instead of saying, "You did this wrong," try, "Here's a way to improve next time." This prevents defensiveness and encourages growth. Handle conflicts with emotional intelligence. Instead of reacting emotionally, ask, "What's really causing this disagreement?" Seek common ground rather than focusing on being right. Develop workplace empathy. Take time to understand your colleagues' perspectives. This fosters collaboration and reduces unnecessary tensions. Decision-making and emotional intelligence. Thinking before acting. Emotions play a huge role in decision-making, whether we realize it or not. The ability to recognize and manage these emotions leads to better choices. How to make smarter decisions with EI. Separate emotions from facts. Before making a decision, ask yourself, Am I reacting emotionally, or is this based on logic? Delay major decisions when emotions are high. If you're feeling angry, anxious, or overly excited, wait before making big choices. A good rule: sleep on it. Use emotional data. Your emotions can be useful guides. If something feels off, ask yourself why before ignoring your intuition. Consider long-term consequences. How will this decision affect you in a week, a month, or a year? Emotional intelligence helps you think ahead. Bringing it all together. Emotional intelligence isn't just theory, it's a daily practice. Whether handling stress, improving relationships, excelling at work, or making better decisions, EI gives you a framework for navigating life with confidence. Chapter 4: Building Emotional Resilience. Life is unpredictable. You will face setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. The difference between those who crumble under pressure and those who thrive is emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity and keep moving forward. Emotional intelligence plays a key role in developing resilience, helping you navigate challenges without losing motivation or self-confidence. Understanding emotional resilience. What it really means. Emotional resilience isn't about ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about acknowledging emotions, processing them, and adapting to difficulties with a constructive mindset. Resilient people don't avoid struggles, they learn from them and emerge stronger. Signs of emotionally resilient people. They stay calm under pressure and don't panic easily. They view failures as temporary setbacks, not permanent defeats. They adapt quickly to change instead of resisting it. They have a strong sense of purpose that keeps them moving forward. They manage stress effectively rather than letting it control them. Reframing challenges. Shifting your perspective. One of the most powerful ways to build resilience is by changing how you see difficulties. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, see them as opportunities for growth. How to reframe challenges. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" try, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "I failed, so I'm not good enough." try, "I failed, so now I know what to improve." Instead of, "I can't handle this." try, "This is tough, but I've overcome difficulties before." Reframing your thoughts helps you take control of your emotions, rather than letting emotions control you. Developing a growth mindset. The power of believing in progress. Your mindset determines how you handle adversity. A fixed mindset sees failure as proof of incompetence. A growth mindset sees failure as a stepping stone to improvement. How to develop a growth mindset. Embrace mistakes. Every failure teaches a lesson. Instead of avoiding mistakes, analyze them and adjust. Celebrate effort, not just results. Focus on progress rather than immediate success. Surround yourself with resilient people. You absorb the mindset of those around you. Choose mentors and friends who encourage perseverance. Use the power of yet. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can't do this yet." Managing negative emotions. Staying in control. Difficult situations often bring strong emotions, frustration, anger, sadness, or fear. Resilience isn't about suppressing these emotions. It's about managing them effectively so they don't overwhelm you. How to handle negative emotions. Acknowledge what you feel. Don't ignore or suppress your emotions. Instead, name them. I feel frustrated, or I feel anxious. This helps you process them more clearly. Detach from the emotion. Instead of saying, I am angry, try, I notice that I am feeling anger. This slight shift creates distance between you and the emotion, making it easier to manage. Engage in healthy outlets. Exercise, journaling, deep breathing, or talking to a trusted friend can help release negative emotions constructively. Avoid reacting immediately. When emotions are high, take a moment before responding. A deep breath or a short walk can prevent impulsive decisions you might regret. Strengthening emotional endurance. How to stay strong over time. Resilience isn't built overnight, it's a skill developed through habits and self-awareness. The more you train your emotional endurance, the easier it becomes to handle life's challenges. Ways to strengthen emotional endurance. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend going through a tough time. Instead of harsh self-criticism, ask, how can I support myself right now? Develop a resilience routine. Daily habits like mindfulness, gratitude journaling, or setting small challenges for yourself help build emotional strength over time. Focus on what you can control. You can't control every situation, but you can control your reaction. Instead of worrying about the uncontrollable, shift your energy toward actions you can take. Keep perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year? Often, we overestimate the impact of setbacks and underestimate our ability to recover. The role of social support. Why you shouldn't do it alone. Emotionally resilient people don't handle everything alone, they rely on a strong support system. Talking to someone who understands and supports you can provide relief and new perspectives. Building a strong support network. Identify your go-to people. Who are the friends, family members, or mentors you can count on in tough times? Keep them close. Ask for help when needed. Resilience isn't about doing everything alone, it's about knowing when to seek support. Surround yourself with positive influences. Avoid people who drain your energy or reinforce negativity. Seek those who uplift and inspire you. Bringing it all together. Building emotional resilience is a process. By shifting your mindset, managing negative emotions, strengthening endurance, and leaning on a support system, you can navigate life's challenges with confidence and strength. Chapter 5: Emotional Intelligence and Leadership. Leadership is not about authority, it's about influence. The most effective leaders are not just strategic thinkers or strong decision makers. They are emotionally intelligent individuals who inspire trust, foster collaboration, and bring out the best in others. Whether you're leading a team, running a business, or simply guiding others in everyday life, mastering emotional intelligence and leadership will set you apart. The role of emotional intelligence and leadership. Why it matters. Great leaders don't just give orders, they understand and connect with people. Emotional intelligence helps leaders communicate with clarity. They express ideas in a way that resonates with their audience. motivate and inspire. They make people feel valued and driven to achieve goals. Handle pressure and uncertainty. They remain composed even in challenging situations. Resolve conflicts effectively. They navigate disagreements without escalating tension. Build trust and loyalty. People follow them because they respect and believe in them. Example. Think about leaders like Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey. They don't just have technical skills, they connect with people emotionally, making them powerful figures in their fields. Self-awareness, the foundation of great leadership. Knowing yourself first. Before leading others, you must first understand yourself. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize your emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and leadership style. How to develop self-awareness. Reflect on your emotions. After every major decision, ask, what emotions influenced my choices? Identify your leadership style. Are you more directive or collaborative? Adapt when necessary. Ask for feedback. Request honest input from your team or peers about how you come across as a leader. Keep a leadership journal. Write down key moments where your emotions impacted your leadership decisions. Self-regulation, staying in control under pressure. Leading with composure. Emotional outbursts, impulsive reactions, or frustration damage leadership credibility. Great leaders practice self-regulation, meaning they stay calm and respond, not react. How to improve self-regulation. Pause before reacting. When faced with conflict or stress, take a deep breath before responding. Manage stress proactively. Exercise, meditation, or deep breathing techniques help keep emotions in check. Develop emotional agility. Instead of suppressing emotions, acknowledge them and choose the best response. Lead by example. If you remain calm under pressure, your team will follow. Example. A CEO facing a sudden market crash stays composed, reassures employees, and adjusts strategies instead of panicking. This stability prevents chaos within the organization. Empathy, the leadership superpower. Understanding and connecting with others. Empathy is the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes. It's a game changer for leadership because it helps build strong relationships and foster loyalty. Ways to cultivate empathy in leadership. Listen actively. Give full attention when someone speaks, don't interrupt or rush to respond. Acknowledge emotions. If an employee is struggling, recognize their feelings before offering solutions. Put yourself in others' shoes. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were in their situation? Adapt your communication style. Different people require different approaches. Some need encouragement, others need clear directives. Example. A great manager notices when an employee is disengaged, takes the time to talk to them, understands their struggles, and offers support. This builds trust and long-term commitment. Social skills, the art of influence. Leading through relationships. Social intelligence allows leaders to navigate complex relationships, build networks, and inspire action. Key social skills for leaders. Conflict resolution. Address disagreements with a problem-solving mindset rather than defensiveness. Effective persuasion. Influence others without manipulation. Use logic, emotional appeal, and credibility. Collaboration. Encourage teamwork and create an environment where people feel valued. Nonverbal communication. Your tone, body language, and facial expressions matter just as much as words. Example. A startup founder wins investor trust not just through a solid business plan but by connecting emotionally, demonstrating passion, and showing strong people skills. Decision-making with emotional intelligence. Balancing logic and emotion. Emotionally intelligent leaders use both logic and emotions to make better decisions. They don't let stress cloud judgment but also don't ignore their instincts. How to make emotionally intelligent decisions. Gather all facts before reacting. Avoid making choices based on initial emotional reactions. Consider emotional impact. How will your decision affect the team? Anticipate responses. Balance intuition and logic. Use gut feelings but back them with data. Be open to feedback. Leaders don't always have the right answer. Consult your team. Inspiring and motivating others. Bringing out the best in people. True leadership isn't about control, it's about empowering others. The best leaders inspire their teams by aligning work with purpose, recognizing achievements, and leading with vision. How to motivate people effectively. Connect work to a bigger mission. Help people see how their contributions matter. Give meaningful recognition. Acknowledge effort and progress, not just results. Encourage autonomy. Trust people to make decisions within their areas of responsibility. Be approachable and transparent. People follow leaders they trust. Example. Steve Jobs motivated Apple employees not by dictating tasks but by painting a vision of the future, making them feel like they were part of something revolutionary. Bringing it all together. Emotionally intelligent leadership is about self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, social intelligence, and decision-making. By developing these skills, you'll not only lead with confidence but also inspire loyalty, trust, and high performance in those around you. Chapter 6: Emotional Intelligence in Relationships. Our relationships, whether personal or professional, are shaped by how well we understand, manage, and respond to emotions. Emotional intelligence, EI, is the key to creating deep, meaningful connections, resolving conflicts, and fostering long-term trust. In this chapter, we'll explore how EI enhances relationships, from romantic partnerships to workplace dynamics, and how mastering it can help you build stronger bonds with those around you. Why emotional intelligence matters in relationships. The foundation of connection. Relationships thrive when both people feel seen, heard, and understood. Emotional intelligence helps us recognize emotions in others. We can sense when someone is upset or stressed, even if they don't say it directly. Communicate effectively. Instead of reacting impulsively, we express our needs in a way that fosters understanding. Handle conflict constructively. Disagreements become opportunities for growth rather than sources of resentment. Strengthen trust and intimacy. Emotional safety makes relationships deeper and more fulfilling. Example. A couple argues about spending habits. Instead of shouting, one partner recognizes their frustration, pauses, and calmly explains their concerns, leading to a productive discussion instead of a fight. Self-awareness, understanding your emotional triggers. The first step to healthy relationships. You can't build strong relationships if you don't first understand yourself. Self-awareness allows you to recognize your own emotional patterns and triggers. How to build self-awareness in relationships. Identify your emotional triggers. Do certain words or behaviors make you defensive? Why? Reflect on past conflicts. What emotions were involved? How did you react? Recognize your relationship patterns. Do you tend to withdraw, get aggressive, or avoid difficult conversations? Keep a journal. Write about emotional experiences to identify recurring themes. Example: someone with abandonment issues may overreact to a delayed text message, assuming the worst. Recognizing this trigger allows them to manage their response instead of lashing out. Self-regulation, managing emotions in difficult situations. Responding, not reacting. Strong relationships require emotional control, not suppressing emotions, but expressing them constructively. Ways to improve self-regulation. Pause before reacting. When emotions rise, take a deep breath before speaking. Use I statements. Instead of saying, "You never listen," try "I feel unheard when." Practice emotional detachment. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? Develop stress management techniques. Exercise, meditation, or journaling can help process emotions healthily. Example: during an argument, instead of yelling, a person takes a few deep breaths and calmly expresses their concerns, leading to a peaceful resolution. Empathy, the key to deep connections. Seeing through someone else's eyes. Empathy is the ability to understand and feel what another person is experiencing. It's the glue that holds relationships together. How to develop empathy. Listen without interrupting. Focus fully on the speaker instead of planning your response. Validate feelings. Instead of dismissing concerns, acknowledge them. "I see why that upset you." Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine how they must be feeling. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage deeper conversations by saying, "Tell me more about that." Example: a friend confesses they're feeling overwhelmed. Instead of giving advice immediately, you listen, acknowledge their emotions, and ask how you can support them. Communication, expressing yourself clearly and effectively. Say what you mean. Emotionally intelligent people communicate in a way that is honest, clear, and respectful. Tips for better communication in relationships. Be direct but kind. Say what you mean without being harsh. Watch your tone and body language. Nonverbal cues impact how words are received. Clarify misunderstandings. Before assuming, ask, "Did you mean?" Practice active listening. Summarize what the other person said to show you understand. Example: instead of saying, "You never spend time with me," say, "I'd love to spend more quality time together. Let's plan something this weekend." Conflict resolution, turning disagreements into growth. Fighting fairly. Conflict is inevitable, but emotionally intelligent people handle it constructively rather than destructively. How to resolve conflicts with emotional intelligence. Stay calm. Avoid raising your voice or using aggressive language. Find common ground. Focus on solutions, not just problems. Don't bring up the past. Stick to the issue at hand. Take breaks if needed. Walk away for a moment to cool down before continuing the discussion. Example. Instead of attacking their partner during an argument, someone says, "I feel hurt when this happens. Can we find a way to work through it together?" Emotional intelligence in romantic relationships. Strengthening intimacy and trust. In love, emotional intelligence determines whether a relationship flourishes or fails. How EI enhances romantic relationships. Increases understanding. You recognize your partner's needs and emotions better. Reduces unnecessary fights. You address issues before they become major problems. Deepens emotional intimacy. You create a safe space for open, honest communication. Encourages forgiveness. You learn to let go of resentment and move forward. Example. A couple argues about household responsibilities. Instead of blaming, they listen to each other's frustrations and create a fair plan together. Emotional intelligence in friendships and work relationships. Building strong social bonds. Friendships and workplace relationships also thrive on emotional intelligence. How to strengthen these relationships. Be reliable. Follow through on commitments. Show appreciation. Express gratitude for small and big things. Respect boundaries. Understand when someone needs space. Be a good listener. People value those who genuinely listen. Example. A manager with high EI notices an employee is stressed and checks in, offering support instead of pressure. Bringing it all together. Mastering emotional intelligence in relationships means understanding yourself, regulating emotions, practicing empathy, communicating effectively, and handling conflict well. When you apply EI to your personal and professional relationships, you build stronger connections, avoid unnecessary drama, and create a more fulfilling social life. Chapter 7. Emotional Intelligence in the Workplace. The key to professional success. Emotional intelligence, EI, is one of the most critical skills in the workplace. It determines how well you handle stress, communicate with colleagues, lead teams, and navigate office politics. Those with high EI don't just excel in their jobs, they rise faster, earn more respect, and maintain long-term career success. In this chapter, we'll explore how EI influences professional life, how to handle difficult work situations with emotional intelligence, and practical strategies to improve your workplace interactions. Why emotional intelligence matters at work. More than just skills. Technical skills may get you hired, but emotional intelligence determines how well you perform in a team and how far you progress in your career. How EI impacts workplace success. Better communication. Expressing ideas clearly prevents misunderstandings. Stronger leadership. Inspiring and guiding teams effectively. Conflict resolution. Managing office tensions without drama. Increased productivity. Managing emotions reduces stress and improves focus. Career growth. People with high EI often get promoted faster. Example: a talented employee keeps getting passed over for promotions. Their technical skills are excellent, but they struggle with teamwork and communication. Once they develop EI, they become a stronger leader and finally earn a management position. Self-awareness, understanding your workplace behavior. Recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. Your emotions shape your work performance. Being aware of them allows you to control your reactions and improve your effectiveness. How to increase self-awareness at work. Notice how you react under stress. Do you panic, withdraw, or lash out? Identify patterns in feedback. Are colleagues often pointing out the same issues? Recognize your strengths and weaknesses. What do you naturally excel at? Where do you struggle? Ask for honest feedback. Request constructive criticism from trusted colleagues. Example: a manager realizes they become defensive when receiving feedback. By acknowledging this, they start responding with curiosity instead of irritation, improving their leadership skills. Self-regulation, managing emotions in high-pressure situations. Staying calm and professional. Workplaces can be stressful. Emotionally intelligent people don't let their emotions control them, they control their emotions. How to practice self-regulation. Pause before reacting. Take a deep breath before responding to stressful situations. Reframe negative emotions. Instead of thinking, "This meeting is a waste of time," think, "This is a chance to learn." Don't take criticism personally. Separate your emotions from constructive feedback. Use stress management techniques. Exercise, meditation, or deep breathing can help. Example: an employee receives harsh criticism from their boss. Instead of reacting defensively, they stay calm, listen, and later reflect on how to improve. Social awareness, understanding workplace dynamics. Reading between the lines. Social awareness is about understanding office politics, team dynamics, and unspoken emotions. Ways to improve social awareness. Observe office culture. Notice unspoken rules and behaviors. Read body language. Learn to recognize signs of stress, discomfort, or enthusiasm. Listen more than you speak. Pay attention to tone and emotions behind words. Adapt to different personalities. Adjust your approach based on colleagues' styles. Example: a new employee notices that in meetings, the boss prefers direct, concise answers. Adapting to this style helps them make a better impression. Effective communication, expressing yourself clearly and confidently. Say what you mean, without offending. Good communicators avoid misunderstandings, reduce conflicts, and gain respect. How to communicate with emotional intelligence. Think before you speak. Ask yourself, "Is this clear and necessary?" Use a calm, professional tone. Avoid aggressive or passive-aggressive language. Listen actively. Show engagement by summarizing what others say. Give constructive feedback. Focus on solutions, not just problems. Example. Instead of saying, "Your report was terrible," say, "I think adding more data to your report would make it stronger." Conflict resolution, turning disagreements into growth. Managing office tensions. Workplace conflicts are inevitable. Emotionally intelligent professionals handle them maturely and constructively. How to resolve conflicts at work. Stay professional. Don't let emotions escalate the situation. Find common ground. Focus on shared goals, not personal differences. Address issues early. Don't let resentment build up. Use I statements. Instead of "You're always late," say, "I feel frustrated when deadlines aren't met." Example. Two colleagues disagree about a project approach. Instead of arguing, they sit down, listen to each other's concerns, and find a compromise. Emotional intelligence and leadership. Inspiring and motivating others. The best leaders aren't just intelligent, they're emotionally intelligent. How leaders use EI. Motivate without fear. Great leaders inspire rather than intimidate. Recognize team emotions. They notice when employees are frustrated or disengaged. Communicate vision clearly. They make employees feel involved and valued. Remain calm under pressure. They don't let stress affect their decision-making. Example. A manager notices their team is stressed before a deadline. Instead of pushing harder, they offer encouragement, help prioritize tasks, and boost morale. Emotional intelligence for career growth. Standing out in the workplace. EI isn't just about surviving at work, it's about thriving and advancing in your career. How to use EI for career success. Build strong workplace relationships. People support those they like and trust. Stay adaptable. Handle changes with a positive attitude. Learn from feedback. Use criticism as an opportunity to grow. Manage stress effectively. Prevent burnout by setting healthy work-life boundaries. Example. An employee handles workplace conflicts with maturity and always brings solutions instead of complaints. This makes them a top candidate for promotion. Bringing it all together. Emotional intelligence at work determines how well you communicate, manage stress, build relationships, and advance in your career. By improving EI, you can become a better employee, leader, and professional, increasing your chances of long-term success. Chapter 8. Emotional Intelligence in Decision-Making. Making smarter choices with emotional awareness. Every day, we make countless decisions, some small, some life-changing. Many people believe that logic alone leads to the best choices, but research shows that emotions play a crucial role in decision-making. Emotional intelligence, EI, helps us balance rational thinking with emotional insight, leading to wiser, more effective decisions. In this chapter, we'll explore how emotions influence choices, how to avoid impulsive mistakes, and how to make decisions with clarity and confidence. The connection between emotions and decisions. Why feelings matter. Even the most logical thinkers are influenced by emotions when making decisions. The key is not to eliminate emotions, but to understand and manage them. How emotions influence decision-making. Positive emotions boost confidence. Feeling good can make you more optimistic and open to risk. Negative emotions can distort judgment. Stress, fear, or anger can lead to impulsive or overly cautious choices. Emotional memories shape future decisions. Past experiences influence how you react to similar situations. Gut feelings matter. Intuition often reflects subconscious knowledge and experience. Example: a manager who was betrayed by a previous business partner hesitates to trust new collaborators, even when there's no real reason to doubt them. Their emotional memory clouds their judgment. Self-awareness in decision-making. Recognizing emotional bias. Before making an important decision, take a step back and analyze your emotions. How to develop self-awareness in decision-making. Identify your emotional state. Are you feeling anxious, excited, or pressured? Question your gut reaction. Is it based on facts or just past fears? Separate emotions from facts. Make a list of logical reasons for your choice. Recognize emotional triggers. Are you reacting based on past trauma or assumptions? Example: a job candidate gets rejected and feels like a failure. Instead of giving up, they reflect on what went wrong and apply with a stronger strategy next time. The danger of impulsive decisions. How to pause before you act. Impulse-driven decisions often lead to regret. Developing emotional intelligence helps you slow down and evaluate choices rationally. How to avoid impulsive mistakes. Use the 10-second rule. Before reacting, take a deep breath and count to 10. Consider long-term consequences. Ask yourself, how will I feel about this in a week, a month, or a year? Get a second opinion. Talking to someone objective can help you see things clearly. Write down pros and cons. Seeing choices on paper makes them easier to evaluate. Example: a frustrated employee wants to quit on the spot after an argument with their boss. Instead, they wait 24 hours and realize it's better to address the issue professionally. Emotional intelligence in high-stress decisions. Staying calm under pressure. Stress narrows focus and limits clear thinking. EI allows you to regulate emotions so you can make level-headed choices. How to make good decisions under stress. Pause before reacting. Avoid making decisions in the heat of the moment. Use deep breathing techniques. A few slow breaths can lower stress hormones. Reframe the situation. Instead of "this is a disaster," think "this is a challenge I can handle." Prioritize logic. Ask yourself, what would I advise a friend to do? Example: a CEO must decide whether to fire an underperforming employee. Instead of acting on frustration, they objectively assess performance data before making a decision. Decision-making and empathy. Understanding how your choices affect others. Empathy allows you to consider the impact of your decisions on others, improving relationships and outcomes. How to use empathy in decision-making. Put yourself in others' shoes. How would you feel if you were on the receiving end? Ask for input. Involving others can provide fresh perspectives. Balance personal goals with collective benefits. A win-win approach leads to better long-term results. Be clear and kind when communicating decisions. Deliver tough news with respect and understanding. Example: a manager needs to restructure their team. Instead of firing employees without explanation, they help them transition smoothly by offering support and career guidance. The role of intuition in decision-making. Trusting your gut, but verifying it. Intuition can be a powerful tool, but only when balanced with logic and facts. When to trust your gut. When you have relevant experience. Your subconscious may recognize patterns you don't consciously notice. When logic and emotion align. If facts and feelings point in the same direction, your intuition is likely accurate. When time is limited. In urgent situations, quick gut decisions may be necessary. When to be cautious. When emotions are high. Strong emotions can cloud judgment. When you lack knowledge. Intuition isn't useful if you're unfamiliar with the situation. When there's too much at stake. Big decisions should be backed by research and analysis. Example: a seasoned investor trusts their gut about a stock purchase but still cross-checks their intuition with data before making a final decision. Overcoming fear-based decisions. Making choices with confidence. Fear-based decisions often lead to playing it too safe, missing opportunities, or making irrational choices. How to overcome fear in decision-making. Identify the root fear. Is it fear of failure, rejection, or uncertainty? Separate fear from facts. Ask yourself, is this fear real, or just in my head? Visualize success. Imagine the best-case scenario instead of only the worst. Take small steps. Break big decisions into manageable actions. Example: an entrepreneur hesitates to launch their business due to fear of failure. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, they start small and adjust as they grow. The power of delayed decisions. Knowing when to wait. Not all decisions need to be made immediately. Sometimes, waiting allows you to gain clarity and make a better choice. When to delay a decision. When emotions are too strong. If you're angry, stressed, or overly excited, wait until you feel balanced. When more information is needed. Don't rush into a choice without the necessary facts. When it's not urgent. If there's no deadline, take time to reflect. Example: a job seeker receives 2 offers but feels unsure. Instead of rushing, they ask for a few days to think, weigh the pros and cons, and make the best choice. Bringing it all together. Emotional intelligence helps you make smarter, more balanced decisions by combining logic, emotions, and awareness of others. By improving your EI in decision-making, you can avoid impulsive mistakes. Stay calm under pressure. Make confident, well-thought-out choices. Build stronger relationships through thoughtful decisions. Chapter 9: Emotional Intelligence in Relationships. Building deeper connections. Human relationships are complex, influenced by emotions, communication styles, and personal experiences. Emotional intelligence, EI, is the foundation of strong, meaningful connections, whether in friendships, romantic relationships, family dynamics, or professional interactions. When you develop EI, you become more aware of your emotions, better at understanding others, and more skilled at handling conflicts. In this chapter, we'll explore how EI enhances relationships, how to communicate with empathy, and how to manage emotional challenges in personal connections. The role of emotional intelligence in relationships. Why EI matters. People with high emotional intelligence create stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling relationships because they understand both their own emotions and those of others. How EI strengthens relationships. Self-awareness prevents overreactions. You recognize your emotional triggers and avoid unnecessary conflict. Empathy deepens connections. You understand others' feelings and respond with care. Emotional regulation promotes harmony. You handle disagreements calmly and constructively. Better communication reduces misunderstandings. You express yourself clearly and listen actively. Example: a couple has a disagreement about finances. Instead of shouting or shutting down, they use EI skills to calmly discuss their concerns, leading to a productive solution. Developing self-awareness in relationships. Understanding your emotional patterns. Before improving your relationships with others, you must first understand yourself. How to build self-awareness in relationships. Notice emotional patterns. Do you get defensive in certain situations? Do you withdraw when upset? Identify emotional triggers. Recognizing what sets you off helps prevent overreactions. Reflect on past conflicts. What emotions influenced your response? Ask for feedback. Trusted friends can provide valuable insights into your emotional behavior. Example: a man realizes he gets irritated when his partner asks too many questions. By recognizing this, he learns to respond with patience instead of frustration. Mastering empathy. The key to deeper connections. Empathy is the ability to understand and share another person's emotions. It's the secret ingredient to strong, lasting relationships. How to practice empathy. Listen without interrupting. Let the other person express their thoughts fully. Acknowledge emotions. Say, "I see that you're frustrated," instead of ignoring feelings. Put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel in their situation? Validate feelings. You don't have to agree, but you can show understanding. Example: a friend is upset about a failed exam. Instead of saying, "It's not a big deal," you say, "That sounds really frustrating. I know how hard you studied." This builds trust and support. Emotional intelligence in romantic relationships. Strengthening love and trust. Romantic relationships thrive on understanding, communication, and emotional balance. EI helps partners navigate challenges without damaging their bond. How to use EI in romantic relationships. Manage emotional reactions. Avoid saying hurtful things in the heat of the moment. Express feelings openly. Don't expect your partner to read your mind. Communicate clearly. Respect emotional differences. People express love and handle conflict in unique ways. Handle criticism with maturity. Instead of getting defensive, listen and reflect. Example: A woman feels neglected when her partner spends too much time on work. Instead of accusing him, she calmly says, "I miss spending time with you. Can we plan something together?" Emotional intelligence in friendships. Building stronger bonds. Friendships require emotional intelligence to last. Without EI, friendships become fragile and filled with misunderstandings. How to use EI in friendships. Be present. Put away distractions and listen when a friend talks. Recognize unspoken emotions. Sometimes, a friend won't say they're upset, but their tone or body language will show it. Support without fixing. Instead of offering solutions, sometimes a friend just needs you to listen. Apologize when necessary. Emotional maturity means taking responsibility for mistakes. Example: a friend is acting distant. Instead of assuming they are angry, you ask, "Hey, is everything okay? You seem a bit off." This shows care and prevents unnecessary conflict. Conflict resolution with emotional intelligence. Handling disagreements gracefully. Disagreements are inevitable, but how you handle them determines the quality of your relationships. EI allows you to resolve conflicts without damaging connections. How to manage conflict with EI. Stay calm. Take deep breaths before responding. Focus on the issue, not the person. Instead of "you're always irresponsible," say, "I feel frustrated when plans change suddenly." Listen to understand, not to reply. Let the other person explain their perspective before reacting. Find common ground. Instead of winning, seek a solution that works for both sides. Example: a coworker takes credit for your idea. Instead of exploding in anger, you say, "I worked hard on that project, and I'd appreciate being acknowledged." This keeps the conversation professional and productive. Emotional intelligence in family relationships. Strengthening bonds with loved ones. Family relationships are often the most emotionally charged. EI helps maintain peace and connection, even in difficult situations. How to improve family relationships with EI. Set healthy boundaries. Politely say no when needed to protect your well-being. Don't take everything personally. Family members may act out of stress or habit, not malice. Choose battles wisely. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a fight. Show appreciation. Express gratitude for the little things family members do. Example: a parent criticizes your life choices. Instead of arguing, you say, "I appreciate your concern, but I need to make my own decisions." This maintains respect while asserting independence. The power of forgiveness in emotional intelligence. Letting go of resentment. Holding on to anger damages relationships and personal well-being. Emotional intelligence helps you forgive, not for the other person, but for your own peace. How to practice forgiveness. Acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to feel hurt before you move on. Understand the other person's perspective. People often act out of their own struggles. Decide if the relationship is worth saving. Some situations require distance, while others deserve a second chance. Let go of resentment. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, it means choosing peace over bitterness. Example: a friend betrays your trust. Instead of holding on to anger, you say, "I was hurt by what happened, but I don't want to carry this resentment anymore." Bringing it all together. Emotional intelligence transforms relationships. By developing self-awareness, empathy, emotional regulation, and communication skills, you can build stronger, deeper connections, handle conflicts without damaging relationships, improve friendships, romantic relationships, and family bonds, communicate with clarity and understanding. Chapter 10: Mastering Emotional Intelligence for Life. A lifelong journey. Emotional intelligence, EI, is not a skill you learn once and forget. It's a lifelong journey. The ability to understand and manage emotions evolves as you face new challenges, meet new people, and navigate different phases of life. In this final chapter, we'll discuss how to maintain and strengthen your emotional intelligence over time, how to apply it in various aspects of life, and how to continuously grow into a more emotionally intelligent person. The continuous growth of emotional intelligence. Why it's a lifelong process. Unlike IQ, which remains relatively stable, EI can be developed and improved throughout life. Why emotional intelligence must be practiced continuously. Life presents new emotional challenges at every stage: career shifts, relationships, setbacks, and personal growth. Self-awareness deepens with experience. The more you reflect, the better you understand yourself. Emotional triggers can change over time, requiring ongoing self-regulation. New relationships and environments demand new levels of empathy and adaptability. Example: a young professional learns to manage workplace stress in their 20s. By their 40s, they use EI to navigate leadership and team dynamics. The learning never stops. Daily practices for strengthening emotional intelligence. Small habits, big impact. Building EI doesn't require drastic changes, it's about small, consistent habits. Daily EI boosting habits. Morning self-check. Take a minute to assess how you're feeling and why. Practice mindful responses. Pause before reacting emotionally. Active listening. In every conversation, focus fully on the speaker. Empathy exercises. Try to see situations from other people's perspectives. End of day reflection. Ask yourself, what emotions did I handle well today? What could I improve? Example: before responding to an upsetting email, a person takes a deep breath, waits 5 minutes, and then replies calmly, preventing unnecessary conflict. Emotional intelligence in challenging situations. How to stay emotionally strong. Difficult situations test our emotional intelligence the most. Whether facing failure, criticism, or conflict, emotionally intelligent people manage their emotions instead of being controlled by them. How to handle emotional challenges with EI. Dealing with criticism. Instead of getting defensive, ask yourself, is there truth in this feedback? Handling failure. Rather than feeling defeated, focus on what you can learn. Managing stress. Use deep breathing, positive reframing, or journaling to regulate emotions. Overcoming rejection. Understand that rejection is not personal, it's a part of life. Example: an entrepreneur's business idea gets rejected. Instead of feeling discouraged, They use AI to analyze feedback, improve their idea, and try again. How emotional intelligence leads to success. The competitive advantage. Emotional intelligence is one of the strongest predictors of success, not just in relationships, but in career and personal fulfillment. How AI contributes to success. Better leadership. People follow leaders who understand and inspire them. Stronger professional relationships. AI helps navigate workplace conflicts and negotiations. Increased resilience. Emotionally intelligent people bounce back quickly from failures. Greater happiness. Understanding and managing emotions leads to inner peace and confidence. Example. 2 employees apply for a promotion. One has technical skills but struggles with teamwork. The other, with high EI, builds strong relationships and leads effectively. The second employee gets the job. Staying emotionally intelligent in a digital world. Managing online interactions. Technology has transformed communication, but it has also challenged emotional intelligence. Online interactions often lack emotional context, leading to misunderstandings. How to apply AI in a digital world. Think before you type. Avoid impulsive responses in texts, emails, or social media. Read emotional cues carefully. Without tone and body language, misunderstandings happen easily. Manage social media influence. Be mindful of how online content affects your emotions. Practice digital empathy. Remember that real people are behind screens. Example. Before responding to a critical comment online, a person considers the other perspective and chooses to respond with kindness or ignore it. Teaching emotional intelligence to others. Sharing the gift. Once you develop emotional intelligence, you can help others grow as well. Teaching AI is a powerful way to strengthen your own skills. Ways to help others develop AI. Led by example, demonstrate emotional intelligence in your actions. Encourage self-reflection. Ask people questions that help them analyze their emotions. Teach active listening. Show others the power of listening with full attention. Offer emotional support. Be the person who helps others navigate their emotions. Example. A manager notices an employee struggling with stress. Instead of ignoring it, they ask, "How are you feeling? Is there anything I can do to support you?" This fosters trust and well-being. The final step, making emotional intelligence a way of life. Emotional intelligence is not just a skill, it's a way of life. When practiced daily, it transforms the way you think, act, and interact with the world. How to make AI a permanent part of your life. Commit to lifelong learning. There is always room to improve. Surround yourself with emotionally intelligent people. They will inspire and challenge you. Use setbacks as growth opportunities. Every emotional challenge is a lesson. Stay mindful and present. Awareness is the key to emotional control. Bringing it all together. The journey ahead. Throughout this book, you've learned how emotional intelligence can help you understand yourself and your emotions. Improve your relationships and social interactions. Strengthen your resilience in tough situations. Lead to success in both personal and professional life. Now, the real journey begins. Emotional intelligence is not about being perfect, it's about growing a little more each day. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep applying these lessons to your life. The more you invest in AI, the more rewarding your life will become.